Let's bring in Florida Republican Congressman Mike Waltz, member of the House Armed Services and Foreign Affairs Committees, as well as a retired Green Beret commander. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. This news of the, top-level military officials resuming communications looks on its face to be a positive development. But my question to you is, what is it that we're not noticing? Because this comes right after we got a report yesterday that Xi Jinping told President Biden when they were in San Francisco, hey, we're going to take back Taiwan. The Taiwanese elections are just a couple of weeks out. Is this a signal of something that we're not reading about yet?
Well, Jackie, we should have some type of back-channel communications. I mean, we did have that even with the Soviets at the height of the Cold War to avoid any kind of miscalculation or to try to tamp down any type of escalation. My fear is what I want to know is what did we concede to get the Chinese to open these lines? They've been refusing for years. And at the end of the day, I think the Chinese are buying time. They know that their military isn't ready yet, but they are rapidly modernizing and expanding. Xi has all but said publicly, and now we're learning privately, he's told President Biden to his face that he's taking Taiwan one way or another. I mean, he did that head of state to head of state on American soil. And by the way, the White House didn't tell us about it. A journalist had to figure that out. So I have a lot of questions. Bottom line is what did China get to open these lines of communications again?
Yeah, I mean, I was there at that summit in San Francisco, and we didn't hear anything about that from the White House at that point in time, even though Taiwan, they did talk about it a fair amount, especially in the lead up to it. We had members of the administration emphasizing the U.S. concerns over the Taiwanese elections coming up just a couple of weeks away. But we haven't heard anything recently from the administration about where things stand. At the same time, you mentioned that it is important, obviously, to have these communications. The aggression on especially military planes, U.S. military assets has tamped down a bit since they resumed those talks. But from your perspective on armed services, is the U.S. ready if China does, in fact, try to take Taiwan?
So I want to be clear about one thing. We still believe that Xi would prefer to reunify, as they say it, to basically take Taiwan back without any type of military conflict. That's why the elections, which are just next month in Taiwan, are so critical. But here's my fear. If the elections don't go Beijing's way, meaning the party that's currently in power continues to take a firm stand against China and continues to buy American equipment and to arm itself to resist an invasion, if that doesn't go Beijing's way but Biden gets reelected, I think we are in a maximum window of danger, and that's why Xi has told his military, be prepared by 2027, because between 25 and 28, I think we're in real trouble. Also because our military is recovering after 20 years of Middle East wars and budget cuts. And here's the thing, Jackie, if we needed a Reagan-style ship buildup right now, we don't have the steel, we don't have the workers, we don't have the shipyards, we don't have the industrial base to have some type of surge in conflict. And then finally, all of those ships that are over in the Middle East right now, they aren't in the Pacific. And they aren't going back home for repairs. So there's all kinds of ripple effects from our bad policy in other places in the world, too. And that could all come together into a witch's brew over the next couple of years.
Real quickly before we go, how much does this put additional pressure on you and your colleagues in the House to get that foreign aid package done? Because it does address national security concerns, especially in the Indo-Pacific. Reading about what's happening with the Taiwanese elections and all this with China, is there more pressure on you now?
Well, we have to support our allies. We have to support our military. But, Jackie, this isn't an either or. It's a matter of priorities. At the end of the day, we have an absolute crisis at our own border. And this is a moment of leverage to secure our own border first before we take care of others.